guys, it's Sam, and this is my spoiler-free review for Nettle Bone by T Kingfisher. This is a standalone adult fantasy that is essentially a dark fairy tale. This follows our main character of Mara, and she is the third in a line of princesses who have been married off to this prince. Her second sister is currently married to him, and she finds out that both her first sister, who died tragically, as well as her current sister, are being horribly abused by him. So because of this, she wants to take him down and goes on this magical quest in order to find the skills, the people, whatever it's going to take to kill this man. As I said, this is very dark, so there are trigger warnings here for domestic violence, child loss, miscarriages, and body horror. But even though it is incredibly dark, I also found this to be incredibly cozy in a lot of ways. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to talk about the world building. The world building in this is just perfect, quintessential, just dark fairy tale. There is just this sense of just mistiness and darkness and all these different kinds of magic. So there is a bone dog, like a ghost dog made out of bones. There is a demon-possessed chicken. There are grave witches, which you know is totally my shit. There are fairy godmothers and like a whole complex lore behind fairy godmothers and the powers of fairy godmothers. And goblin markets. And again, talking to the dead. And all of this stuff that deeply infuses the entire quest in magic, whether there are like minor interactions with some of this magical stuff or major ones, it's just completely suffused throughout the entire story in a way that just feels so cozy, even if it's creepy. It's creepy cozy. Next, we'll talk about our characters. Mara as a main character is wonderful because what I love so much about T Kingfisher's books, the ones I've read so far, is she writes about like adults that are normal, like generally speaking, right? So like what I love is that she writes about adult women, so this is a woman in her 30s, and she is just normal. She is just like kind of plain in some ways. She's been raised primarily in a convent because her family basically sent her away to not be like a political rival to the sister that married that prince. And so she's been raised in a convent, but isn't really a nun, but is kind of a nun, and like was raised to learn like alchemy and basically be like the like midwife and stuff. So knows a lot about that kind of thing. And throughout the story goes through this like transformation for, ooh, I'm not this person, ooh, I'm not strong enough, whatever, to like really having a lot of faith in herself and the people around her. And also like this whole cast of found family that she finds throughout this mission, this like quest, impeccable. So she has this grave witch who is utterly fantastic. I love any kind of like old witch in the woods. It's technically a witch in a graveyard, but she's like very old and very powerful and sassy. She's the one that has a demon-possessed chicken who like hangs out with her. And it's just like iconic in everything that she says and does. Then there's this disgraced knight who there's like a little romance thing brewing with him and Mara, which is just like sweet, very minor. Like if you don't want a romantasy, this isn't that. It's just so sweet, just like a little sprinkle. And he has this like whole tragic past. And then we have a reluctant fairy godmother because we have this whole like fairy godmother plot. And she has like a secret of exactly how her power works, which is like very funny and sweet. And bone dog again, and like just all of them and their stories and how they interact both with her and with each other is like truly a found family scenario. And even at like the end of the story when you wrap up and see like where each of them sort of go, beautiful. Next, I'm gonna talk about our plot. I love a little fantasy quest plot. I love it. And like the collecting of characters along a fantasy quest plot just scratches that video game itch in my brain. I love that shit. I love having little companions. Like this is what it feels like to play a video game and have companions, and like to have all these impossible tasks and to have all these magical things. You can almost see in the book like there being like, here's a quest. It's great. The whole way through, the way that it's wrapped up, like all of it, the quest and the family dynamics and the relationships and everything, and then like the wrap up, perfect. Flawless, no notes, so atmospheric, so well written. Obviously, this is 5 out of 5 stars. So I am firmly team T Kingfisher and like everything now, and I want to read all of their stuff. And there's a nice long backlog, so I'm very excited. I don't know how they suddenly just like popped onto the map in the last year. They've been writing for a while, and I feel like they've been very underrated for quite some time. So I look forward to reading all of their creepy, cozy little books. But comment below, let me know what you thought of Nettle Bone. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.